And that's one thing about KOB, yeah, you always, humble,
But like even when you talk about working moves, like back then, like man, like I always wondered like the commitment level because you didn't have a family then, but you were working hard because you were sending money home, man.
Mm,
You had commitments like as a young Pacifica man.
yeah.
If you're not, if you're gonna do higher honors and go educate at uni, you still gotta make
Yeah.
a living. You still gotta earn a living, but you also gotta remember about those back home.
Yeah. Well, before I left home in Samoa in 1998, and I could never forget my dad's words and my oldest brother's words. Don't forget about us. Don't forget about your family. So those words are always at the back of my mind, whatever I do. And so too, a lot of the boys didn't know, but I was already working part time as a security in a mall. I was in year 13 with the boys, and I was doing a part-time shift at the mall as a security, and then O3 security in a mall, and then at the doors, in nightclubs. I was doing 3 different jobs just to earn money to send back home every fortnight. I remember sending my first pusa, those box, back home. I built it myself in the garage, and Junior To'o's dad, the late Fa'avai, yeah, he had a business at the time, freights, and I built my own pusa in the garage, loaded it and sent my very first pusa in '03 in Christmas. Oh, no, sorry, Christmas '02. And that hasn't stopped. That hasn't stopped. Um, yeah, it hasn't stopped sending money overseas every fortnight. It's just part of who I am and what I believe in. Service, you do it to your family, and before you go and serve others, you must always serve, your little circle, your small circle. And then now that I have my own family, my wife and my kids, I now serve. I serve my family, my immediate family, my wife and my kids. They are my priority. And then after that, as my parents. And then my wife's parents, nothing else matters. If I just focus on, on this circle here, that's all matters to me. I don't have to go and be affiliated to, to anybody else. And I see that a lot now, with, for example, I'll give you an example, some people or some youth, they rock up to to church, and they are the first ones in the kitchen, but they can't be found in the kitchen at their own home. So you have to be found in your home kitchen first, and then what you do in that kitchen, you take it into other people's homes, into your church, into your workplaces, and be the same person. So you can't be the fake you in your workplaces and the real you in your home, as you're always in your room playing, PlayStation, or on your phone, or doing your TikToks. And when your mom calls you like 10 times, you won't even answer. So for me, it's all about how you categorize your priorities. And me now, as a family man, is my wife and my kids, and they are my world right now. And then my mom and dad, and then my wife's parents, on the same level. Mm.
That's awesome because I've heard a similar thing with life. Like look after. We've talked about it before. And it's like look after yourself first, because if you're not happy, you can't look after anyone else.
That's right.
And then look after your family, your immediate family. And after that, if there's any left, look after your outside family. Then if there's any left, look after the community.
That's right.
So it starts from within and out.
That's the best model. That's the best model, and that's how it should be. Instead of working for, other people first, and not, and forgetting about your priorities, your family.
So it must have been hard. Like, was that transition hard? Like when you got married, and then because you were obviously sending stuff back home every year, every time. Now there was that. Oh no, sorry, it's gonna be a smaller bag next time.
Yeah. For me, I stopped sending, those pusas, I remember what do you call it? I ended sending pusa in I would say 2016, 2 years before we got married, and I had to end it with a container.
All right.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
bro. Honestly,
That's the Kevila right there.
bro, I had to end it like I had to.
Yeah.
Had to finish it on a high. I was as a commitment that I had to like. So I started, low. I started like from sending boxes and I finished it with sending a container back home with all the. At the time, we were building a new house for my parents, and I sent everything that we needed for that house in terms of furnitures and everything. And it was a food container, and I was so proud, so proud that I got to send a container, and with the support of my brother in Australia, my sister here, we sent a lot of things, and I said to my parents, that's it. That's the last thing I will send from here in terms of boxes and containers. The last one. I'm gonna start my family now, and my life is quite different, to be honest, because I had to I set phases for my life. I was the last one to get married in my family and the last one to have kids out of 10 of us. And that's my level of my commitment to my tautua and my service. I allowed my 3 younger sisters to have their own families and have their own kids, and for me carrying the load, to support my family back home. And I say to my parents, look, I want to get married at this age, and this is what you're going to be getting from me in terms of financial support. And they were very supportive. And so and I didn't lie, sending that container in 2016, and then